So a lot of the times when developers get fired, they are simply shocked what happened. And very often the email or the letter they get is vague. It doesn't go into specifics. I thought quite a lot about this, and if unless it's financial, there is many other reasons for developers to get fired. One of them is obviously you just don't do a good job. Okay, you're just not skilled enough. But another aspect of this is the communication. The problem is this: we developers think in logic, with certainty, yes or no, whether this can happen or it can't happen. You know, it needs to be black and white. When we work on something, it needs to be clear, and that's how we speak to the developers as well. The problem is with that is when somebody from, for example, marketing team speaks to you, or somebody from some other team speaks to you. These people try to speak in a very polite way. Okay. The problem with that is when you speak to somebody in a super polite way, where you're not assertive at all, the things become so generic because of politeness. People kind of miss the point. So if you're speaking to somebody and you tell this person, hey, don't leave your food on the table after work. Let's say you say the same thing in a very polite way. You know, let's say you say something like, "Oh, the office is a little smelly." You made the point. You know, as a manager, you made the point, but it's not clear enough. Now, the person who keeps leaving food on the table might pay attention to that, might not, because it's not assertive enough. As a developer, it's not clear enough for 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 you to take action and kind of just read between the lines. That's just an example, but a lot of times what happens with our code as well, sometimes criticism comes from people, or the work in general comes from people who are super polite. They're not assertive. They can't make a solid point about what needs to be done or what's wrong. When they can't do that, what ends up happening is basically just confusion. You kind of never get the point that they're trying to make, and you just continue with your work, and then you're just hit with this strange letting go notice. So I think one thing developers can learn is kind of read between the lines. A lot of times people are very very respectful, and it's not their fault. They don't want to offend you, but they kind of miss the point a lot of times, and you kind of need to try and read between the lines. Yeah, that's the point about communication. And once you read between the lines, you will kind of get the clue what this person is trying to say, and not that make that mistake again. So yeah, let me know if that happens to you guys. And I know it does happen a lot, especially with live in a society where you can't where you well you can't offend anybody. Well, but sometimes to make a point and to get people to work, everybody go in a correct direction, you have to kind of offend people by being precise, accurate and assertive. Let me know what you guys think.